Hello everyone, welcome to day one of this tournament, SC2Casts.com's first invitational, sponsored and brought to you by SC2Casts.com, your source of info on all the most recent casts, commentators, events, and pro games. I am your host for the tournament, ShikiSC. Please check out my channel at youtube.com/ShikiSC. This tournament is organized and run by starcraftworld.it, so thanks to them for contacting all the pro gamers and setting up the games. Check out their website for news and events. Of course, if you are unfamiliar with SC2Casts.com, go ahead and check out their website after these games. I find it very convenient and well laid out. On to the games. This tournament we kind of have a setup similar to Day 9's King of the Beta. It is featuring two sets of 4 players, each playing each other in a total of 6 days, then narrowed down to 4 players for the semifinals, and of course, the grand finals. Alright, today in Group A, we have, today in Group A, we have Liquid TLO spawning as the Purple Terran over here in the 3 o'clock position. This is going to be on Scrap Station. And up here, his opponent for the game is going to be the Yellow Zerg, MTW Dimaga, spawning in the 12 o'clock position, once again on Scrap Station. For the initial round of games, this will be the map of choice, and then it will be loser picks, I do believe. So, also, the first round of games will all be best of 3. So 6 days, 8 players. This is going to be a lot of games, up to 36 games I'm going to be casting for you in the next 6 days. I've kind of taken a break from casting to prepare for events and tournaments like this, so I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, Scrap Station is often referred to as a Zerg favored map. The natural expansion is guarded by destructible debris on one side, and of course the other entrance to your natural expansion is right next to your ramp up to your main base, and it is very well or easily defended. And there's a little bit of a high ground that can be used to hide structures if you're Protoss. It could be used to assault or backdoor drop if the debris are not broken. Anyways, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the map, and of course the destructible debris, destructible rocks I should say, guarding the short distance to your opponent's base. So Dimaga here, nothing going yet besides the hatchery. Let's get the production tab up for you. Looks to be about a 14 hatch, and then we will see what he's going to do after that. Probably a 15 or 16 pool, maybe Zergling speed and maybe put out a little harassment on. TLO, kind of the crowd favorite, I have to admit. He seems to be the most well-liked out of all the tournaments that I've seen lately. Crazy and intriguing play by him. Opening up with his signature barracks into factory. He gets his refinery right before his barracks at around 11 or 12, and that'll give him just enough gas to actually create that factory as soon as that barracks is done. Of course, he is also morphing in his orbital command to keep up his economy, as he's also pulling his workers off gas. So going right into a mineral heavy build, probably going to be pumping out a few Hellions and providing his own little bit of harassment here on Dimaga's base. Dimaga, of course, one of the more popular Zerg players. I don't know a lot of his builds. I haven't seen a lot of his recent games. Actually, I don't think I've seen any of his games since the release of the retail game. And he's got one queen coming out, and he'll probably have, yes, a second queen coming up at his natural, and he does have metabolic boost in his spawning pool. Did start just a few seconds ago. Still working off gas, so he's not going to pull workers off gas and then apply a lot of Zergling pressure. He's going to play fairly standard. Queen comes out and almost immediately puts a creep tumor down. So neglecting to put that initial spawn larva, I guess he's just going to choose to spread his creep and tie his bases together. If he does know TLO's play, TLO does love to use these Hellions, so maybe he is expecting it and wants his bases connected ASAP, as now both of his queens actually laid down a creep tumor with their first set of energy. And the Hellion of TLO here is going to get into the back of the base, going to take out that one Zergling, then do a little bit of a dancing around the back of the probe, or the mineral line, taking quite a few pot shots from this Queen, as the second Hellion now is going to make their way into the base. And the first one's going to retreat with just 11 hit points, although being on top of this creep, those Zerglings are able to keep up to them and get their shots in, so he's now down to 1 hit point. It's probably going to die sometime quick here. And back in TLO's base, we are putting up gas. He's got both refineries down, and these Hellions are still going at it. One does get taken down, but a third or second now does come back into the fray as they're going to retreat, it looks like. Maybe back to the Xel'Naga Watchtower to keep tabs. Ooh, destroying that Automaton 2000. Darn you, TLO. I love those little automatons. I don't know what you got against them, but to each their own. Dimaga here, not using spawn larva as much as he could be. He does have, well, 9 energy. I guess that's pretty close. I keep forgetting that they did put those creep tumors down as the first source of the energy. Spreading them fairly quickly with 2 creep tumors. It does spread the creep really quick, and once you get lair tech, you can use overlords. Oh, he is lair already, so getting up an infestation pit. This could be interesting. So no roach warren or hydralisk den yet. It looks like he's going to be going for a Zergling slash infester build. Probably won't need the pathogen glands, and so he'll mostly be using fungal growth. Yeah, not going to research null parasite. Liquid TLO flying his barracks into the base, and now there is 5 Hellions trying to take out this spine crawler. Dimaga forced to cancel that and replant it a little bit closer to the already constructed spine crawler. Still continuing to spread this creep, doing a very good job of spreading that. All good Zerg players want to do that. Look at that. Larva coming right off the hatchery and immediately spawning more larva. Third and fourth geysers maybe coming up here as he's just putting an extractor down in his third now. 6 Hellions in on the field. They're going to try to take out this spine crawler that's burrowing, but the extra damage that Hellions do to light units is not going to work on the spine crawlers, but the Zerglings are going to come in and have a few taken out. The Queens are going to come in and try to take out the scouting barracks. The barracks flying overhead does give TLO sight of pretty much everything, including sight past the blockers here of the steam. Dimaga advancing a little bit more with his spine crawlers and even putting down 2 more. So really making use of these spine crawlers to hold off against the Hellions. Of course, if there's a lot of spine crawlers, Hellions aren't going to want to do too much of a float around, or I should say a run by. They kind of do look like they float, but they do drive. Zergling quickly going to get taken out, and the Thor is out on the field. So Thors and Hellions seems to be the units of choice here for TLO. And obviously TLO does have the Collector's Edition, as he does have that special, unique, I guess, what do you want to call it, texture that is on the Thor. Skin, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, that unique skin. So, yeah, Hellions taking the shots from these spine crawlers is probably going to be one of the wants to be the Thors that take that damage, as they do have 400 hit points compared to the measly 90 on these Hellions. Second Thor now out on the field as well. Third in production. Pre-igniter just being researched now as well. So those Hellions will deal an additional 10 damage to light units like all these Zerglings. Of course, these spine crawlers are dropping very fast to these Thors, but the Zerglings do get a good surround, but all these Hellions are going to make quick work of all these Zerglings, and it's not going to be good. TLO is going to lose this one Thor. No! Holy! Left with 1 HP on this Thor. Very nice job by TLO, but he does lose that Thor now as he quickly comes in and takes it out. 43 hit points left on this one Thor, and it looks like Dimaga's still just going to be producing those Zerglings. I don't see a lot of infestors on the field, but we are at Hive Tech now, and we do have Ultralisks coming out. So this burning barracks is being pushed away a little bit more by these Queens, as the Thor and Hellions are going to try to take out this destructible debris. Another Thor fresh coming out on the field, but these Ultralisks should be popping out right away, and there's now 6 of them coming out. These Hellions are in the mineral field taking out all of these drones. Look at all of that roasting. Barbecue drones, gotta love it. A couple more Hellions here reinforcing. They kind of want to get in front, but yes, they wanted to absorb all the damage they can from these Ultralisks. Ultralisks do more damage versus armored, so if the Hellions are taking the damage, the Thors are free to take out the full damage that they do on the Ultralisks. But with 2 more here on the field, it looks like TLO's forces are going to be cleaned up, and he just has 1 Thor coming in the field, but it was spotted and is going to get taken out by these Zerglings and Ultralisks. He probably just would do better to turn around and fire its cannons on these units. So 2 Ultras do clean that up, and the Creep Tumors are being pushed out over top of the destructible rocks, so if they are destroyed, and yes, he is going to go take them out, Zerglings taking up key area for these Ultralisks. The Ultralisks should be the ones that are knocking this down, not the Zerglings. Zerglings just don't do enough damage, and there are Banshees now out on the field for TLO, so interesting transition from him, more from a factory play with Hellions and Thors into Banshees. Do we have Cloak? We do not have Cloak. Banshees, of course, are very good against drones and queens. They take drones out in 2 hits, and a few Banshees can take out queens really quick. 4 Thors, quite a few Hellions, and there is an impending push here from Dimaga with 5 Ultralisks, a Spine Crawler. Gutsy little Spine Crawler is going to take forever to root, and by the time it does, we'll see if these Thors can get in better position, but no, it is going to be 3 Banshees here that are going to take out this Spine Crawler. The Ultralisks are forced to retreat. I'm not sure what Dimaga's thinking right now, but he's going to need a Hydralisk Den up. He just started putting that down. Where is that? Yes, just went down now. Creep being spawned by that Overlord for that Ultralisk Den, and the Ultras are going to try to push in, but the Hellions are providing quite a big barrier here for the Thors, as the Ultras are not going to get too many hits on these Thors, not being clumped up. Very good job, as the Thors do AoE damage to armored units with their Geyser Blades, massive, massive hooks on their hands, and the Thors are going to clean that up. 2 more Ultralisks coming in, but that is, I believe, futile, as these 2 Thors and 1 tank in just tank mode, doing extra damage versus armored, of course, which the Ultralisks are. And the Banshees here are taking out all of these drones, and the, I missed that here. The Banshees did take out all of these drones and the Queen. They came in here, and Dimaga was forced to GG, trying to throw everything he could here at TLO. TLO's front door to penetrate that and maybe take the win or do a base race, but TLO with all these Banshees was able to take Game 1. Game 2 coming right up.